Hello, welcome to Train Signal. This is the Getting Started with System Center 2012 Configuration Manager in the System Center 2012 Configuration Manager training course. In this lesson, we're going to tell you about all of the great stuff you're going to learn in this course, and also about the outcomes you can expect to enjoy by the time you're done with this course. All the cool stuff you're going to learn. And then I'll give you an overview of the lab that we'll use in this course so that you can follow along at home and so that you can better understand what's going on as I'm jumping between systems in the various lessons in this course. So what is Configuration Manager? This is simply one component in a new product called System Center 2012. Now, System Center has been around a while, but with the 2012 edition, Microsoft has now made the choice that it's going to be a suite of a bunch of products rather than a bunch of products sold separately. So, Configuration Manager is but one component in the System Center 2012 suite. And it is the component that streamlines, makes more efficient, and maintains compliance of the entire IT infrastructure. This course is an essentials course that provides administrators with critical how-to knowledge for successful deployment of System Center 2012 Configuration Manager. In other words, by the end of this course, you'll have learned how to get Configuration Manager up and running and working in your environment. You'll make these discoveries through practical, hands-on demonstrations. Basically, rather than just showing you in a PowerPoint presentation a bunch of screenshots, we're going to walk through examples that will help you better understand exactly what's going on and the kinds of changes that need to be made in order to meet your Configuration Manager goals. And for maximum benefit, you should follow along at home. Build a lab. It doesn't take a lot of hardware. And follow along. And use the free trial software Microsoft makes available in order to be able to follow along easily. Microsoft does make available free trials for Windows Server, Windows 7, and Configuration Manager 2012, as well as SQL Server 2008 R2. And these are long-term trials, so you'll have plenty of time to learn Configuration Manager, even if you don't own any licenses whatsoever. By the end of this course, you'll be able to use Configuration Manager to streamline your IT operations. Your CIO will love you if you learn Configuration Manager because you'll now have the power at your fingertips to start saving money. Now, it won't be big money for every single little thing, but as you start looking at little things, making improvements here and there, it starts to add up to big dollar signs or time savings that the IT department can regain and put to other uses. For example, you will learn how to deploy brand new bare metal computers with ease, obtain inventory reports in real time. How many of you hate inventory? I know I do. Configuration Manager makes inventory a breeze. Automate the process of installing new software. No more do you have people running around with CDs or even links to network shares having to install software. No more do you have to tell users, okay, now browse to this link, now follow these instructions. Now you can push software out to desktops, or if you want users to control their own experience, with single button clicks, they can install their own software. You can take a hands-off approach to monthly patch management. The dreaded Patch Tuesday, while still kind of a pain, can be much more hands-off than it is today. And basically find out how a lot of these little improvements can start equaling big savings in the organization. I use a whole bunch of virtual machines for my use in this course. This makes it very simple for you to follow along. You'll see on your screen a list of the products that I'm using. It's all Microsoft stuff, and a list of the machine names. So, I'm using a machine named SCCM 2012 for my Configuration Manager server. You'll notice that I have two Windows 7 clients, Win 7-1 and Win 7-2. But otherwise, this is pretty straightforward. We have a domain controller, a database server, our Configuration Manager server, two Windows 7 clients, and a separate WSUS server. You may wonder why we need WSUS. That will be revealed in this course. You really don't need a ton of hardware to follow along. If you have just basically a good machine with 16 gigs of RAM or so, any hypervisor will work. You could use vSphere, VMware Workstation, VMware Fusion, Microsoft Hyper-V, Virtual PC, or Oracle VirtualBox. Now, I ran all of the virtual machines for this course on a MacBook Pro with 16 gigs of RAM and a 512 gig solid-state disk. Now, you may wonder, wow, it must have been really slow. No, it really wasn't. It actually worked quite well. So you don't need a ton of hardware if you'd like to follow along at home. And again, I highly recommend that you do follow along because it's going to make life a lot easier and you'll get much more out of the course. Now, let's get started.